Good day everyone and welcome to Borak
Urban Cerita.
I'm Mimi, your host for today, and joining me is our moderator, Aini. Today's topic is crime or crash.
Sip, fresh.
We will be discussing the issue of drunk driving and its impact on society. For our first session, we have three panelists who will help us understand this issue from different perspectives. Joining us today, Nisa as our journalist, Shwada as researcher one, and Anis as our social commentator. Now we'll continue with our moderator Aini to carry today's discussion.
Thank you, Mimi. Now, we all know that drunk driving is not only dangerous for the driver, but also for passengers, pedestrians, and other road users. Without further ado, we will start with our first question. Nisa, could you share with us any case in Malaysia related to drunk driving and explain what case the driver to act that way?
Thank you to our lovely moderator. So basically, there have been many tragic accident cases we heard in Malaysia that related to drunk driving. According to the New Straits Times, like in 2020, where a drunk driver in Cebu drove against traffic and killed a motorcyclist. Not only that, in 2024, we heard about a man in Johor Bahru who was charged after causing the death of a 70-year-old motorcyclist while driving under the influence of alcohol. And also in 2025, a police officer in Seremban died after being hit by a suspected drunk driver. So all these cases clearly show us how dangerous drunk driving can be. These accidents happen because alcohol affects the driver focus, coordination and their reaction time. The drivers may not be able to control their vehicles properly or react quickly to danger at that time. As we all know, drunk driving also affects family and our society, right? Families lose their loved ones and may face financial problems to pay all the high costs of medical expense. In short, we can say that drunk driving does not only affect the victims but also the people around them.
Thank you, Nisa. Clearly, alcohol can impair driving abilities and increase the risk of serious accidents on the road.
Now, moving on to the second question, which is Shuhada. What are the main factors that contribute to drunk driving, and why do people still choose to drive under the influence of alcohol?
Thank you, Aini, for your question. So, according to the World Health Organization, alcohol consumption negatively affects cognitive functions, including judgment, concentration, and reaction time, all of which are essential for safe driving. One important factor that contributes to drunk driving is the effect of alcohol on an individual's ability to operate a vehicle safely. Research by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration shows that alcohol impairs driving-related skills such as coordination, attention, and decision-making. As alcohol levels increase, drivers become more likely to take risks and less able to react to unexpected situations on the road. Another factor is social influence. Many people consume alcohol during social gatherings, celebrations, or outing with friends. According to research published in the journal Addictive Behaviors, peer influence can significantly affect drinking behavior, especially among young adults. Individuals may feel pressured to drink in order to fit in with their social group, and this pressure may extend to decisions about driving after drinking. In addition, lifestyle and nightlife activities also contribute to the problem. Social events held in bars, clubs, and entertainment venues often involve alcohol consumption and take place late at night. Study published by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention highlights that alcohol-impaired driving is more likely to occur during nighttime hours and on weekends, when social and recreational activities are most common. Overall, understanding these contributing factors is important in developing effective strategies to reduce alcohol-related road accidents and improve public safety.
So, thank you, Shuhada. For your opinion, this highlights that social influence, overconfidence, and poor decision making are among the key reasons why some people still choose to drive under the influence of alcohol. Let's continue with the third question, which is Anis. When a drunk driver causes a dangerous and serious accident, should we see it as a tragic mistake or a crime?
Thank you for the question. As one of the netizen, I believe drunk driving should be viewed as a crime, not just a simple accident. Accident is something unexpected, but choosing to drive after drinking is such a bad and reckless idea. In Malaysia, we already seen many cases where involved innocent road user lost their life because of drunk drivers. If I can add another famous case than Miss Nisa mentioned before, the recent case involved a 28 years old man who was charged with a murder after driving under the influence of alcohol and drugs, that causing a crash that killed 33 years old motorcyclist. The incident sparked a nationwide debate on whether drunk driving should be treated as a serious crime rather than just ordinary road accidents. Don't you all agree? Netizens viewed this case with anger and frustration, arguing that drunk driving is preventable and should be treated as a serious crime rather than ordinary accident. The case also called for stricter enforcement and harsher penalty to better protect innocent road users.
Thank you, Anis. Based on what our social commentators shared, drunk driving is clearly a serious issue that affects many lives. It shows how one reckless decision can lead to tragic consequences. Thank you to our panelists from Session 1 for sharing their insights. Before we continue, we will take a short break. Stay with us and we will be right back. Sip, sip, fresh! Welcome back to Borak, Urban Kita. Now we will move on to Session 2 where we will explore the issue through data analysis, theoretical perspective and possible solutions. Joining us for this session are Amira as our data analyst, Hamiza as our theory analyst, and Sarah as researcher 2. We look forward to hearing their perspective and recommendations on addressing the issue of drunk driving.
Now, let's look at this from a data perspective. So, Mira, in the perspective of a data analyst, what can you describe towards the drunk driving issues?
In the perspective of data analysts, even though the percentage is smaller compared to other causes of road accidents, the impact is still fatal because many innocent lives are affected. According to online newspaper The Star, dated on 31st November 2024, it states that according to the Malaysian Police and Ministry of Transport data, there were 149 drunk driving accident cases charged in court 2021 until September 2024. From the data trend, most drunk driving offenders are young adults between the age 18 to 40 years old. Did you guys notice the peak hours for drunk driving accidents happen? According to a report by News Straits Times on 10 April 2026, police enforcement operations against drunk driving are mainly focused on weekend night, especially after midnight, when many people are returning from clubs, bars, or social gatherings. Can you guys guess which state has the highest number of accidents?
I think Selangor. KL maybe?
Malaysian Road Crash Study published in 2024 by Fadirul Anwar, Yushaifi Misro and Rizati Hamidu found that Selangor consistently showed the highest number of crashes and fatalities in Malaysia, followed by Kuala Lumpur and Johor. This may be due to higher population density and heavier traffic flow in urban areas. Last but not least, according to the Rakyat Post 2026, although the drunk driving statistics in Malaysia have been less than 0.5% in recent years, it is still a serious issue because every accident caused by drunk driving is actually preventable. Therefore, responsible behavior is important to reduce these avoidable tragedies.
Thank you for your insightful explanation, Mira. This clearly shows that although drunk driving cases may be fewer in number, their impact remains serious and requires continuous attention. Moving on to the urban planning and policy, Hamiza, if drunk driving is shaped by weak community structures, How can urban planners and policymakers design cities that reduce opportunities for such risky behavior?
So, looking at this question through social disorganization theory, the answer lies in how cities are built and how communities function. The theory tells us that when social institutions and networks are weak, risky behaviors like drunk driving become more common. For example, Nurul Hasni Sha'ari in a 2021 study highlighted that even with tougher laws in Malaysia, enforcement alone doesn't solve this issue because it's tied to social attitudes and community control. This shows that punishment is not enough if the environment still encourages risky choices. Besides, Saul McLeod explained in a 2025 that communities with poor cohesion struggle to maintain informal social control. Applied here, it means that if neighborhoods don't have strong trust and alternatives for safe travel, people may feel they can get away with driving after drinking. So, urban planners and policymakers can reduce drunk driving by designing cities that strengthen community ties and provide safe alternatives. These like reliable at-night buses, affordable ride-sharing, and better neighborhood engagement programs can make a difference. In short, in the city itself can reduce opportunities for risky behavior by making the safer choice the easier choice.
Thank you for your sharing, Hamiza. So this highlights that stronger communities and better city planning can help reduce opportunities for risky behavior like drunk driving. And finally, let's discuss the solution. So Sarah, in your opinion, which solution is the most effective in reducing drunk driving cases in Malaysia and why?
Thank you, moderator. Now I will continue with several solutions that can help reduce drunk driving cases in Malaysia. First, we need stronger awareness campaigns. Many people already know drunk driving is dangerous, but some still underestimate the consequences. Awareness campaigns should be more realistic and emotional by showing the real impact on victims, families, and society. For example, short videos, social media campaigns, and university programs can remind people that one irresponsible decision can cost life. Campaigns like Don't Drink and Drive should be continuously promoted, especially during festive season and nightlife events. This is supported by the Malaysian Institute of Road Safety Research 2022, which emphasized that continuous awareness effort help shape safer driving behavior. Secondly, stricter law enforcement is very important. The government and authorities must ensure laws related to drunk driving are enforced consistently. Law enforcement includes roadblock, alcohol break tests, heavy fines up to thousands of ringgit, suspension of driving license, and even enforcement under the Road Transport Act 1987, Section 45A must be implemented. When people know there are serious consequences, they will think twice before driving under the influence of alcohol. This is supported by the Royal Malaysia Police 2024, which highlight that strong enforcement helps reduce traffic offences, including drunk driving. So lastly, society also plays an important role. Prevention is not only the responsibility of the government, but also the community. Friends and family should stop someone from driving if they are drunk by arranging taxis, e-hailing, or a designated driver. Restaurants and event organizers can also support safer transportation options. According to the World Health Organization 2023, community involvement is crucial in reducing alcohol-related road accidents.
Thank you, Sarah. Clearly, tackling drunk driving requires both strict enforcement and public awareness to make our roads safer.
So to conclude, drunk driving is not just an individual issue but a serious public safety concern. However, with awareness, responsibility, and strong laws, we can reduce these incidents and make our roads safer for everyone. Thank you for all panelists for joining us today.
So before we end our today's podcast, we would like to leave you one important message. If you drink, don't drive. A single irresponsible decision can lead to lifelong consequences, not only for the driver, but also for innocent individuals and their families. I'm Mimi, together with our moderator Aini. We hope you found today's discussion meaningful and informative. See you in our next episode. Stay safe and thank you for watching Borak Urban Kita.
Sip, sip, fresh.